So hello everyone, here and welcome to my review of episode 12, the last episode of this season. Probably that's like 5. I don't know how long they're gonna take the next season. It might be many years, right? And I don't know if I'm gonna do maybe next week if I have time. I would do like an overall like review of this season. But I would say generally that it's been pretty okay, like right. And I've never been this huge fan, I have to admit. Like I was kind of liked it, anime and the manga. I mean, the first half is really good. Then I felt like a little bit, then I have done a little bit. But the overall pacing of this season has been horrible, right? Like it's so slow. Like they used, like I think it's really shows in the episode. This episode, I think it was a good episode, but the last few minutes, even though they're kind of cool to see the beside them, I really like that how they kind of system that. Talking about getting it back, he's standing on top of the the last wall right with the hole list. Like everything made sense, so it's very good like cinematically. But it also is kind of like what would they do in the last 5 minutes? I have to note too, because if you watched it on TV, which I did, they had a break. Usually the break is the middle part, right? Like at 10 minutes or so after with the opening included. But this week the opening actually, the commercial break actually was at like 15 and a half or so. So they haven't even put the commercial break at like 5 minutes later than they usually do. So they had like the first 15 minutes, which was great by the way. So I was like, what, is the break now? When I was watching it. And yeah, and then it kept going and I was like, that was great because then we got the whole conclusion of the attack like that. So that was awesome. However though, it also kind of meant that, to be honest, the last 5 minutes then that they kind of cut away after the commercial break was kind of like, yeah, whatever, right? Yeah, because those 5 minutes were like, we're gonna fight or something, Yes, we have of course the revelation of all the titans actually humans and like that thing, but the rest of that is like everyone is standing like, yeah, wall, basement, beast, and it's like 4 or so of those minutes for pure like panel people like, yeah, I'm gonna go over there, fucking get my stuff, kind of right. So that was a little bad. But otherwise, but I was interested too, I felt, because they had the break, like really put the break there. So you almost could be like whatever, and not watch after the commercial break. So it's a bad commercial break, actually thinking about it, because if they had it, what they usually have it, they'd be like, I want to see more. This is very tight. That would be much better. Now instead it's like, and everything is secluded. Okay, commercial break. It's like, why would I actually go back and watch them more if I knew it was gonna show half the commercial break? Anyway, that being said, though, obviously it was a great scene there. Mikasa crying, talking to Eren there, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna die together, but I'm happy that we could like, live together, die together. And it was kind of funny too, because well, it was really sad. It was kind of funny that Eren is like typical shonen main here, right? When the girl that likes him is like trying to kiss him, we can see that Anne is shonen, right? And I know that Attack on Titan is more seinen, but it's almost like half shonen, half shonen. But I mean, Attack on Titan is very shonen, right? In how it actually is portrayed, right? How it works, characters. It's seinen because it's high violence and high, gore. But thinking about like the cat and so on, how they act, how they fight, that is much more, shonen, right? Much more shonen. Maybe not necessarily right now with the manga is for that matter, but like in general, like especially in the beginning, it's more shonen, right? Like they have this guy, he's powered up, he gets angry, right? So that comes into that as well. But I thought it was kind of fun in there because you watch any anime, so you watch like Luffy in One Piece, like Naruto with Hinata for the first like 700 episode, right? Right. Natsu with Lucy. Lucy's like, yeah, Natsu is like, fight dragons, fight with this thing. Yeah, they always have that, of course. Well, Goku has kids though, but it still is like she probably had to really do some stuff to get that working, right? They all of them have the classic, portrayal where you're like, oh, you like me? I don't care. I have to fight the stuff over there, right? And that was just so. It was kind of beautiful. And I kind of liked it. It was like paradising, but not really. Like the whole, shonen genre there. But it didn't, right? I wish he had kissed Mikasa there. Then it would actually have pretty much. And then like, let's fight that guy, But instead it's like she's doing this like speech. Oh, I'm happy living with you. I love you, and kind of right. And he's like, yeah. But fight Titans! I freaking love the scene because it was so stereotypical. You see the main character, we see the main character, the female main character, and they go on with the faces like this and they're ready to kiss, and it's just for like this close. He's like, fight! And it's like, I have to fight something first. And it's like, oh god, Eren, you're like every other main character pretty much in any show, and I was like, oh yeah, wait, I have to kill this Titan first, then I can kiss each other. I was like, yeah, and then of course after that it's like anger punch, and he gets the new power up because of anger. So it's very, very cliche. I like the ending. I like the episode in general, but I have to say that part, and especially afterward too, because it's so obvious. Like you see Hannes dying, and Hannes that time was so extremely high, and we see him dying, and like, yeah, he's gonna get angry now. He's gonna get angry, and that's gonna awaken a new power up. It's gonna, he's gonna get the next step of his fucking Titan power, right? It's like freaking, like read Dragon Ball for like the 80s, right? It's like, oh, Korean died, Super Saiyan, Yeah, it's like, that's how it always works in a classic shonen, right? You see your best friend or your loved one, like Hannes is like adopted father, right? You see him getting killed in front of you, but the same person or the Titan killed your mother, so you're like fighting anger, power level up, right? So it's very, very, very cliche. So in one sense, I have to say, even though I enjoyed it, it's pointing in all the tropes, right, that you have seen in any other anime since I was like 5, right, or whatever, 3, but yeah, like in every pretty much anime, right? So not every anime, but I mean like in general, like in all the shonen animes, they do that. So it's very like, yeah, he doesn't kiss the girl, he knows the kiss. He's focused on fighting instead of getting some action, so to speak, and he's getting stronger because he's angry, and it's like someone died next to him, so now he's like knocking my power up for revenge, right? So yeah, it's very clear. However, though, the more I thought about the episode, I actually kind of, and this is something I can't really say too in detail because it would be spoiling for manga, for anyone to watch it. But the actual ending, like the conclusion of, and that's why I made my live version that the ending is actually very poetically combined what was transpired during this whole thing and what they're talking about in the end. So actually, it has a very good red line there. I don't say what it is. I'm saying it's a very, very good red line. The whole thing is actually very interesting how it works. And I can't say it because they will be spoiling. I'm just gonna mention that if you it's a lot of nice foreshadowing back and forth. So in that aspect, if you haven't read the manga, you want to watch the anime, and I don't know when, but for season like 4 or something, or 5 probably is out, and you actually get the whole mystery resolved. This episode, me looking back to it, probably better because the actual those last 5 minutes, even though they were kind of slow, I think they actually did combine good into what actually happened during the episode and the whole season actually. So it's hard to say exactly then because I can't really speak about it, but it's actually very interesting there. I think actually was a good red line there. They kind of made a full circle there of foreshadowing. But that being said, I should probably shut up now. Because so when I look back at it, as a whole anime, I'm just picturing the anime being like completed. I think the last part here, the 5 minutes, actually aren't that bad. What I actually did like the most, if I'm going to be nitpicking on the episode, because I did like the whole Hannes part of dying of the course, is actually, of course, Ymir X Historia. And I would say this every week, but I like Ymir as a character. I love him as a character. I like his story as a character. Who wouldn't like lesbians? I know, like, yeah, who wouldn't like, canon lesbian characters in anime? Obviously, we like them. No, but it's like, they are very, I actually like the relationship. They're kind of cute together and have this kind of back and forth banter and have interesting, relationship with each other and so on, right? And we know much more about Ymir in the anime than in the manga. I actually know more about Ymir pretty much in the anime than in the manga, so that's kind of weird. But it's like, generally, I love them. They're great characters. But that's it again. And yes, people say, oh, it's in the manga. Yeah, I know it's in the manga as well, but if you go to the manga, it's like, what, 2 pages maybe, when they run and speak. And here was like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. Like, again, like, there's so much spending time on like really, really animating every damn dialogue with Ymir X Historia. It was the same last week, right? So it was like 3-4 minutes. And I was saying to Larry, I was like, come on, get us to the Titan. Jesus Christ, please go on. I mean, I'm not saying like, I have to only get action. I need the action. I need to punch stuff. I need to, but like, yes, right? To some degree, you want to see some action. It's like, I've lost of words in that sense because of that part and the pacing of the episode. I mean, it's not all about the action, right? So like you want to have, you don't want to just want to see people fighting each other and so on. But when they have teased this, like, okay, last week we had this like smiling Titan approaching, and then the next week it's like, okay, and it's very, very common what was in the Western and Eastern TV shows and so on. That they want to go, that's the cliffhanger, but let's not do that for the first few minutes. Let's do this other thing. That is very, very standard. So it's not surprising to do it, but it's very much like, okay, so instead of spending time on, I don't know, like Yin and Armin, who's a great scene later, for example, instead spend time on like Ymir X Historia, like bantering again. Oh, but I love you more. I have to go back. I have to go back, and then of course she will pray them later and goes to save Reiner and Bernthold. But it's like, you know what I mean, right? It's like come on. Just go to the battle. They actually kind of want to see, because that is what they want to see, or also something else, right? But anyway, the Hannes thing. I think the Hannes thing is just very much like. I think it's a great scene. Definitely a great scene. One of the best scenes in this anime. Of course, he has a lot of guilt for letting their mother die, right? So he's like, I have to get revenge. I can finally kill this bitch. I killed. Also, I can't remember her name, Eren's mother, but he had some, he's like friends with the father. Slight had a thing for her mother, but some asshole as well, by the way. But yeah, like pretty much everyone that fucked his mom, pretty much. But generally, yeah, and it's like, yeah, I betrayed her. I let her down, and so on. I betrayed, Grisha and so on. So he's like, yeah, I gotta get my revenge now. It's my time. His death plagues is so ridiculously big, though. I think that's a little problem there with this anime, though. I think in the manga as well. I think that generally, it's like people's death plagues are so high all the time. Like you die constantly, right? Everyone dies all the time, and it's very hard to survive, no matter how good those had to be. Actually, if someone had to Levi, so say, this is the second best character we have in the army, then me, because then you're dead. Nah, I'm barely dead. Like if someone has like the title of being really good, they always die. So that is crap. But even behind it's like he's so super emotional and so on. So I think it's a good scene, and it makes sense the whole like Eren getting rage mode thing, classic shonen getting anger. It makes complete sense. His guilt is there. I mean, it's a great scene as a character, station and so on. Character development, it makes perfect sense. It's a little, I have to say, a little too obvious, right? I feel like I don't feel when I watch it. It's like, oh, Hannes died. Like, come on, like I could see it happening pretty much like 3 episodes back, pretty much. No, but I mean, like, no matter if you're watching blind or not, like you can see him, he's gonna die there. Like he's obviously gonna die there. Eren's obviously has a new power up because of anger. It's like they're really taking too much, I think, of the tropes there, and that's when I was talking, saying in the manga. So it really feels, like I mentioned earlier, it really feels sometimes like it's just like a shonen, right? Just with blood and deaths, right? So it could be and like classic shonen, just with it dies too, but random supportive character dies every now and then. That's pretty much really different. I feel sometimes when you watch the anime, and I feel that little probably that scene. So I think it's more emotional later on. We see Mikasa crying and like Eren, you and me, we can die together. Well, it's fine. Like we love each other and so on. I'm happy being with you. And of course he's like, no, let's fight. He skips out over it, but yeah, no, it's good. Now, actually, the best scene to me is definitely Yin and Armin. I mentioned earlier, but the best scene is definitely me. When Armin is like getting Yin's in front of him, ready to tighten his horse, and he's get hurt, and like carrying Yin, the best character of course, and he's carrying him, and it's like whiffing with his sword, it's doing this thing, right? It's like that's that tree, and it's like get away, freaking Titan. That scene, I think that's to me probably the best scene actually. Because it really showed the depression. I mean, the desperation. It really showed desperation there with Armin, right? And Jin's not out, so on. Like that scene, it feels like that Armin's not gonna die because he's too close to the main character. He's like the by main character, so he won't fall. That wouldn't make sense. But Jin definitely could die because he's usually like a good. He's like the obviously the best character, but the best supporting character to have. So he could definitely die there because if he died, then I would be really sad, but it's like it actually wouldn't really affect the storyline. He's a good common sense guy, reasonable guy, helping them out so on. But if he died, they wouldn't actually really change the main character and so on. Except they will lose the most reasonable character. But yeah, but like, I mean, like they wouldn't be like that devastated, or they wouldn't be that hyped up. So it'd be like kind of whatever. So he could die. So that's probably the best thing for me. Not only because it was a really good anime there, and it really felt like, oh shit, Armin is so scared now, he's so desperate now. And like, he might leave Yin here to die. Like, he might actually say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna leave Yin, Pactel's gonna start eating Yin, nah, I can run away, right? So that was like, that could have been something that could have happened there, but Armin, of course, like, refused to leave him, so he's like, no, I have to save my friend. So, this is a great scene, in many aspects, right, because of that. Very good scene. See the guy saving, Erwin and so on, pretty good scenes, but yeah. So yeah, a pretty good episode, but I do think that like, I don't know, like they also have to have some really good scenes, but they do use this kind of so much trope cliches. So it's like shonen anger scene, shonen boy cannot understand shonen girl's love for him, random father figure dying in front of them because he was angry and couldn't control himself. He couldn't wait for Mikasa happen in fight, and so on, right, where it's transforming. He's kind of lost his mind. His death like is so big. And they do all these trope things here. But actually, the more I think about it, the last scene, is something I actually like. Really like actually, the cliffhanger scene. Because I read the manga. Like, it makes so much sense to me. Like, the whole episode is built up on that. And obviously, yeah, like, oh yeah, the humans, like, it's so obvious. But I think that actually is a really big scene there. But overall, I think, yeah, good episode in the end there. So again, that, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I should like the last 5 minutes. Kinda. Like, not the fair, but I expect the first minute and last minute and 2 minutes in between is filler. I suppose. But I think it also then, so it's a really good scene. Yeah, one point I want to mention before I forget. I really liked the note there. Definitely for a manga thing as well, but I really liked the notification there when he's summoning the Titans against my Titan, right? And the whole scene, elapsed, right? And obviously that saves Armin and so on, but that's obvious. What I really like is that we see this spark in the head of like Reiner and Bernthold. So they're like, what the fuck happened? That I think is a really good scene there. And I don't think it's at the manga. That was a really good, even in the manga, I think that was a really good detail there, how to show that. And also the red eyes on them later on when he sent them to Red, and that was really good. Yeah, lastly part, forget, Ymir decided to save them. That is so stupid. I always hated the character for that. Like, it makes no sense. Like, knowing why she doesn't it in the manga, it makes less sense. It makes less fucking sense to think about it. It's just so stupid. If she would help them instead, if they would die there, that would help Historia, I would say, much more immensely. Instead of like saving the enemies to them, even if she's like, no, baby, I can join them and make them have peace or something. It's like, whatever. No, it's just so stupid. That is stupid. I better want to talk about it. I hate that. I hate her general story in the manga after this, and it is really stupid. I think the anime as well. The detail was good though. Just lying there, it's like, yeah, the moon, like that was a good detail though. No, good detail. But that part is just so stupid. The decision just makes no logical sense. It's really bad. You can't really talk about it too much. I mean, for anyone only watches sports, like, wow, that makes no sense. But yeah, like, I really like that spark in their heads. That was a really nice detail. So the overall, like, they really had a really good part there from, like, you know, after the Ymir Historia, you know, jabber. After that part into the conclusion part, that was really good. That was great. Everything was great. Animation was great. And details was awesome. Like the AIs, the spark, the Armin things, the Eren and Armin passing behind them, appearing behind Mikasa, and everyone's then turning into Fine Titan. And yeah, I see like the biting off like her jaw, like breaking her face, her smiling face, and so on. So that was great. Like, all those parts was really good. There were great details there in the battle, right? Definitely good details. So yeah, I'll see you guys. I guess never again. No, but I don't know. I'm gonna do some other reviews, of course, next season. I'm thinking of doing Attack on Titan, yeah, like one more review of the whole season. But I probably specifically being pissed off for saying, oh, low pacing. But it really was like, even this episode has low pacing. I mean, before I watched it, I was expecting them to show some, like, I don't know, flashback or something of like the beast type. I don't know, like, just throw something at us. Like I also was imagining them just throwing some random flashback from like chapter 100 of the manga, like here to like, you know, I want to watch more anime. And it's like, yeah, 4 years later, something, right? I was expecting to throw in that. So they're like, here, Ymir and Historia can talk for 5 minutes. I was like, oh no, not this again. Instead, they just padded out, right? But yeah, anyway, see you guys and have a great day.